The start of the civil rights movement is said to have began with Rosa Parks and her refusal to give her seat up to a white man on the bus. Rosa Parks is legendary, but most people focus solely on what she did on the bus. Some even jokingly say that she was just tired, yet few know what she did before that fateful moment. In her own words, she said,
"I was not sitting in front of the bus as so many people have said, and neither was my feet hurting as many people have said. But I had made up my mind that I would not give in any longer to legally enforced racial segregation."
Before she stepped foot on that bus in 1955, Parks was heavily involved in the civil rights movement for many years, working as secretary of the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP for 12 years before her arrest, organizing committees for equal justice and becoming involved in civil rights court cases. She even attended a school that taught activists how to fight for racial equality. Rosa Parks was not a tired little old lady. She was a revolutionary-minded freedom fighter. Years before her arrest, Parks had a bad interaction with a bus driver named James Blake. In Montgomery, it was customary for blacks to pay their bus fare at the front, exit the bus, and then re-enter from the back where the colored seats were located, instead of paying and walking past white seats. In 1943, Blake instructed Rosa to pay her fare and re-enter from the back. After she exited the bus, James Blake drove off without her. Parks swore to never ride his bus again. She didn't know that he would be the bus driver that led to her arrest. It is possible to think that this earlier interaction influenced her decision to disobey Blake's orders. On December 1st, 1955, Parks paid her bus fare and sat down in the colored section. After the whites-only seats filled up, the bus driver, James Blake, ordered Rosa and 3 other black people to vacate their seats. They complied, but Rosa felt a determination to stay. In her head was the story of Emmett Till, the black teenager who had been killed after allegedly flirting with a white woman in August of the same year. Just days earlier, Rosa had learned of the acquittal of the 2 men who killed Emmett Till. The story devastated her, but it also gave her resolve to fight the system. When asked if she was going to get up, Parks refused. Blake then threatened to call the police, to which Rosa replied, "You may do that." Rosa was arrested and charged with violating Montgomery's segregation law. She was bailed out the same day by Edgar Nixon, the president of the Montgomery NAACP that she worked for. Days later, she was found guilty of disorderly conduct and violating a local ordinance. Nixon quickly organized a boycott and chose a young, unknown local pastor to lead it, Martin Luther King. By December 7th, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover ordered agents to find information to discredit the young minister. The boycott had a devastating effect on Montgomery's public transit system. People carpooled, hitchhiked, rode with black taxi drivers, and walked miles every day. During the boycott, Dr. King's house was firebombed with his wife Coretta Scott and baby daughter Yolanda. Neither were harmed. The incident served to highlight King's commitment to nonviolence as he immediately spoke out against retaliation. King also spent 2 weeks in jail, bringing him national notoriety and placing him as a young leader of the black community. The boycott lasted 381 days, ending in victory when the United States Supreme Court declared Alabama's segregation laws for buses to be unconstitutional. This major triumph was not simply limited to buses in Alabama. It sparked life into the civil rights movement, beginning a renewed era in the fight for black rights. Rosa wasn't a tired old lady.